Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. It is noon, 12 o'clock. 'Tis the time. Give people a couple minutes to get the cool little notification and start watching. In the meantime, though, like, it's a beautiful day. Just so you know. Sun is shining. The birds are chirping. The grass is growing. I heard somebody yesterday pick some daffodils. 'Tis a sign of spring. I know my tulips at home are coming up. I mean, not like the flower part of them, but the like green stem leaf part. Oh, shoot. Okay. I don't have, for the beginning of this, a ton in the way of updates for y'all. I want you to know, like, so focus, we're going to be open here 12 to 5 today. We will answer phones, though, 10 to 7 as per normal. So if you have any questions or need some support or whatnot, don't hesitate to call, for sure. I do want to mention one thing. So there's a new kind of like free recovery app if you're interested. It's called Connections. And so we put that information up on Hancock Helps. But I will also message Larry, who works here at Focus, and have him ask him to put that up here on our Facebook page as well. So if you're interested in an app, it's free. You do have to sign up, but we'll get that information out. I know yesterday was pretty cool. We had some people who tried online meetings for the first time. So we had some people try, like Online Smart or NA or that kind of thing here locally, which is really exciting for me because, while we are in these unusual circumstances and times and places and things, we can use technology to connect and to engage in our recovery, and that's pretty freaking sweet. So today, recovery meetings that are happening today locally, there is our open recovery meeting at 4, so anyone can join that. And then there is also, today's Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. So there is Lifeboat, Narcotics Anonymous is meeting tonight at 7 through a Zoom meeting. So we'll make sure that you have all that information. Will be on our Facebook page. So if you get an opportunity, join, check it out, give it a go. I know a lot of people who have tried a support group meeting for the first time, online, and they're like, hey, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Or, they're pleasantly surprised by their experience. And oftentimes with those local meetings, it's just really nice to see a friendly face, a familiar face, hear a familiar voice. So I really try it once, give it a go. I encourage you to try it a couple times, 3 times, just in case your first time is not the best. Give it a go a few different times. So check out those meetings at 4 and at 7. So if you're looking for some additional recovery support. I'm trying not to touch my face and it's so hard. All right, I can do it. Okie dokie. So today's recovery check-in, starting with our gratitude moment for today. And my gratitude moment, it was in my head and then it flew away. Now I gotta recall it. Okay, my choo-choo of thought derailed. Goodness. Oh, there it is. So my moment of gratitude is that I am absolutely grateful that I get to do kind of random acts of kindness. I'll admit I was in probably a wee bit of a funk this morning. That sounded slightly Irish. Okay, anyways, I was in a little bit of a funk this morning, and like normally working out gets me out of my funk. That was not the case this morning. And so then, I tried oatmeal because I like healthy breakfast, and that was like, helped a little bit. So I was like, I need a little extra boost. So I was able to give one of my very, very good friends a random act of kindness today, and that was awesome, and it wasn't expected by them, so it was cool, and made me feel good that even in these times of physical distancing, that I can still be emotionally close with my friends, and I can still surprise them with just random stuff that maybe makes their day just a wee bit better too. So apparently I have a really big affinity. Whoa, there's the word. Affinity to describing small things by saying we. I don't know. So there's my gratitude moment, is being able to have the resources and the awareness that I needed to do a random act of kindness today to help kind of reset my day, shift my perspective, and get my brain back on a better trajectory for the day. So today's recovery check-in, I do want to start by saying, like, I would love to hear from all of you, like, about how you are doing. Like, are you doing okay? Are you struggling? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you going through? This is not easy, and it is a day by day, and sometimes it's an hour by hour, and sometimes it's a moment by moment, and sometimes it just freaking sucks. Let's be honest. So if you get a chance, comment on this video, send us a message, let us know how you are doing. I genuinely do want to know how you are doing. If you've ever been to Focus, you probably know that when I ask you how you are, I really want to know. I don't want to just know that I'm fine, I'm okay, the standard answers that people always kind of give. Like, I really genuinely care, and I really want to know, like, how are you? What are you struggling with? What's good? What's bad? What's ugly? What's indifferent? Where are you at? In your head, in your heart? How can we help? So get a chance, reach out, let us know. Let us know how you're doing. One thing we're going to I focus on for today's recovery check-in is the concept of, shifting, change, because that's hard and that's scary for a lot of people. And, we are in unprecedented times. We are in times that are going to change us as people, as families, as communities, as organizations, as a state, as a nation, and even as a world. And we're also at a point where the way forward isn't super clear. Like, we know there's a path forward. We know that for certain. But what that's going to look like and what shape that's going to take, we don't know yet. And there's a lot that goes with that. And we know and can feel that things are going to shift. There's the way that we typically operated before. I don't think we'll probably ever get back to that. And that might not be a bad thing. We're at a point when things of this kind of magnitude happen. Things change us forever. And that's not a bad thing. This is also kind of like an opportunity for us to let go and shift. So, kind of like, here it comes. How I think about it is, I think about it like a ship at sea, or a boat. And just so y'all know, like, the boat in my imagination is like Moana style raft, because I think it'd be really cool to sail on one of those. So, it's kind of like, so it's, you're on this boat, and normally in life you're sailing along, and there's the wind is in your sail, and you're proceeding in a forward direction, and you got your compass, and the compass is working, and everything's going right, and you got enough food for your journey, and you got some friends that are on your boat with you, and it's awesome. And then stuff like this happens. This kind of circumstance happens, and all of a sudden the winds aren't in your sails anymore, and you're starting to run out of patience, and you're starting to run out of maybe light in the day, and you're like, I don't know if my compass is going to work, and I don't know if I can see it at night, and things just kind of stop. And sometimes when they stop, people kind of freak out a little bit, and sometimes just start kind of acting, I say, like kind of like an emotional octopus, where you just you got 8 tentacles, and they're just going all in the same different directions, and just latching on to trying to latch on to anything that feels stable and feels secure, and typically finds nothing. Or when they do latch onto something, they find something that's not healthy on the other end. And so in this time of stop, in this pause, in this opportunity of pause, I want you to think about finding an anchor. So the wind might be out of your sails for the time being. And so find your anchor. Find that thing that keeps you grounded, or things that keep you grounded. That might be some of your basic recovery stuff, like gratitude and acceptance and self-love and self-care. It might be your family that keeps you grounded. You might have friends that keep you grounded. Your perspective, your faith, your spirituality. What are those things that keep you grounded? What can you let be your anchor in kind of this pause and this storm and this change? So think about your anchor. And I say to think about your anchor first, because when that wind suddenly comes out of your sails, you're kind of cruising along, and in order to not get knocked off direction, you need to stop. Find your anchor, drop that anchor in the ocean, and pause. Take that opportunity to take a breath. And within that pause, prioritize and reprioritize. I know that I have found myself thinking a lot lately about what is really important to me, and what is really important in my life, and what isn't. What are my priorities? Maybe what's happening right now is giving us all an opportunity that we really needed to make this kind of mental, emotional, spiritual, soul-based, whatever shift, and look at what were we maybe using to numb ourselves or to keep ourselves busy, so we avoided feeling and thinking and connecting, like really connecting with people. What are the things that maybe we were paying too much attention to before? What are the things that we were maybe prioritizing over things that are more important in our lives that we now realize, whether that's connections with folks that are older than us, maybe it's connection with your family, maybe it's connection with your higher power, with your spiritual path, with your recovery. Maybe you were keeping yourself so busy with work that you were neglecting all of these other areas of your life. Maybe this pause has revealed to you areas where you maybe need to up it on the self-compassion. Maybe it's illuminated to you how good it feels to care about other people again, to show compassion, to reach out, to give of yourself to a community or to someone else. Maybe this has helped with that. Maybe that's part of the pause, is reprioritizing, figuring out what is really important to you and why. I know it's shifted things in me, in my life. I know it's shifted my priorities, and that's, to me, I think that's a really good thing. Like, it's gotten me reconnected in some ways with my feelings, with my thoughts. It's given me some moments to look at the end of the day, when the stuff hits the fan, like, what's really important? What's really important to me? Who's really important to me, and why? So in that pause where you got, you're floating on your boat and you got your anchor dropped down and you're feeling really grounded, think about those priorities. Maybe you're thinking about, or it's kind of coming to you how maybe you never pursued that further education. Maybe you've always wanted to start your own business and you haven't yet. Maybe you always wanted to, I don't know, take that trip to Colorado and see one of your relatives that you haven't seen in years. Maybe, you've realized, I'd really like to get more active in my church, or maybe I'd really like to get more active in the recovery community. Think about those things. Try not to avoid them. Let them come. And if it feels right in your heart and your mind and your soul, internalize that. And then if it doesn't feel right in your heart and your mind and your soul, let it go. Okay? Let your anchor ground you while you figure out those priorities, while you figure out that shift. And I think it's really important to figure those things out now while we're in that pause. Because all of a sudden, I know that this is going to pass. This is going to, we're not going to be in this situation kind of forever. We're just not. We are human beings. We are resilient mofos. We are going to conquer this. We are going to overcome it. We are going to come together. We're going to make this happen, and it's going to pass. So when it does pass, I don't know about you, but I want to be ready. So that way when that wind starts to pick up and I feel it, when I can feel that sunshine on my face, when I can look at my compass and it's not spinning anymore and it's pointing in a direction, that I can make sure that I can adjust my sails appropriately. Maybe I was going slightly that way, and then after this, I'm going to be going a slightly different direction, and that's absolutely okay. Absolutely. Things in your life, they come along, they change you. They have the opportunity to change you for the better, for the betterment of yourself, your family, your friends, your world. Give it that chance and take the time now, figure out those priorities so that when the wind kicks up, you can have your sails adjusted and you are ready. So just ready to go tackle those new goals. Engage in those priorities, whatever they might be. So it's a way to embrace the change and embrace that shift of perspective. So find your anchor, find those things that ground you. Let that pause happen. Let that breath happen. Don't look at your compass right now because it may not be able to tell you what direction you need to go. And really hunker down in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. Do some of that tough work. Do some of that hard recovery work that you've probably done before. And if you haven't, there's people that can help you with that process. I'm happy to talk that out with you. So prioritize, reprioritize. The things that aren't serving you to show up as a human being you want to be, let go of those and add new ones that are going to help you on that journey. And then adjust your sails. So that way when this does pass, when this does blow over and those winds start kicking up, you can go at it full force. Nothing's stopping you. I know of no other people than recovery people who are the most persistent, tenacious people I've ever met, and on the smartest and savviest. When we set a goal, we put our mind to it, stuff happens. It goes. So take this moment, take this pause, adjust your sails, prepare for when this goes over, and embrace that shift. Embrace that change, and know that it's gonna be okay. Even if in that shift, maybe you mistakenly kind of head towards some rocky shores, but you tried. You got a recovery community right here that will happily hold your hand, help pick you up, help dust you off, help you figure out, how to move on, how to readjust, reset a new course, but sally forth bravely, courageously, like I know that you all can. So I want to leave you with a few thoughts. And it's Thursday. We've been in this weird situation for a little bit now. And I know that it's really wearing on some people, and people are starting to feel tired and they're starting to feel weary. And I want you to remember how freaking amazing you are, how beautiful you are, handsome you are, how brave, how courageous, how wonderful, fantastic, how smart, how resilient you are. If you are a person of the world and you've made it this far, you have a heck of a bounce back ability. Just saying. Please don't ever forget that. If you got to take it day by day, if you need to take it moment by moment, hour by hour, minute by minute, do so. If you need to reach out for help, do it. The clinical agencies here in town, like FRC, like they're still up, they're still functioning. They're shifting to telehealth, and that's okay. If you've got concerns about that, holler. But know, like there's an entire recovery community of people who are here for you. There's an entire community that is here for you. So reach out. If you're feeling worn out, if you're feeling weary, if you're feeling alone, reach out to us. Please. Please, please, please. And remember, you're a resilient mofo. You're pretty. You guys are pretty kick butt. I just got to say that. And I've really appreciated all of your comments and all of your feedback. I learn something from y'all every day, and I know that feeds my soul. Truly feeds my soul. So gonna wrap this one up. Just wanted to kind of go back through, as we're in this pause, as we're in this weird time of embrace that shift. So find your anchor, find the things that ground you. Look at your priorities, reprioritize as necessary, as often as necessary, and get your sails set. So that way when the things change and the wind starts blowing, we can all move forward together and better. I know that we're going to be better on the other side of this, truly. So in the meantime, if you're needing some extra support, please reach out to us. You can call us. We answer the phone 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday. So our number, if you need it, is 419-423-5071. You can share it with anyone that you would like. We would love to hear from you. Message our Facebook page. Get some love, get some compassion, spread that kindness. And in the meantime, make sure y'all are keeping your hearts and minds resilient. Remember all the good things that you are. And remember you are enough. And I will see all of you tomorrow at noon. Have a great rest of your Thursday.